Hey there guys, welcome to the next time-lapse here on the channel. I'm not actually going to be making kind of like a painting artist time-lapse in this video. It's going to be more or less like an actual prop. I'm going to be making a Pokedex totally out of duct tape here, kind of like a Pokedex prop for a Ash Ketchum costume that I'm making for my other channel. So going to be making this thing totally out of duct tape. What you see on the screen is actually one of the old Tiger Electronic toys that they used to make. They actually made a Pokedex back in the 90s. It was kind of like a small toy that which you could look up all of the 151 Pokemon. It's kind of a replica of the one used on the anime cartoon show. So, going to be working on this part here. It kind of opens on the side, so I'm going to be working on those two pieces, kind of around the edges a little bit, and then connect it on top here. So, despite it being a toy that they made back in the 90s, it was definitely a really cool reproduction of the exact, Pokedex that was used on the anime series. So it was kind of cool. We're working on that little flashing light that's on the top there. That's the white background for it, and it kind of has a white, well, it's supposed to be like a glass dome on top. It flashes whenever Ash is using it to kind of capture a Pokemon on it to find out what it is. So I'm going to be working on just a few of those little dots towards the left there. I don't think those were ever used in the series. If they were, they didn't. I didn't catch that episode, but it has a whole bunch of little lights and buttons and stuff like that on it. So I'm going to be recreating as best I can. So I actually modified the one that you can see on the left side. I actually plastered that duct tape piece on the inside there to make it look more or less like the actual real Pokedex. I'm going to be, of course, recreating that for the right side. This is part of the screen. That's what the screen actually looks like in the original series, and the toy is a little bit different because, of course, it's a real screen, so they had to make an actual real screen for that. So working on a few little pieces. This is where it differs from the actual toy on the left side a lot. There's kind of just these solid, colored pieces for the main Pokedex in the series. And of course, on the toy, you have like all those little, you have a whole like full alphabet keypad and everything on it. So that one doesn't look exactly the same. It does have kind of a little D-pad here, kind of like a Game Boy or something like that. I always thought that the Pokedexes were kind of like modeled after the Game Boys. It does make sense because it was right around the same time, so it was probably somewhere modeled across from the Game Boys that Nintendo made. So I'm going to work on all these little pieces here. This is going to be kind of just stuck into different pieces onto the top here, and there is a line in between, so I had to cut out the lines in between and then kind of just apply them like this. And I have two more pieces, and that circle piece on the right side, as you can see in the top left corner, and then my Pokedex will be pretty much complete. So working on that now. So there's the white piece and the other white piece. Now I have to work on the yellow circle, and that will pretty much be my Pokedex here. So a nice quick little time lapse for you guys, and I'll probably be using this with my Ash Ketchum costume if I don't use that one there. So hopefully you guys liked the video. There's the original Pokedex, the toy made by Tiger Electronics with a little bit of a modified duct tape in there, and here's the actual duct tape one that I just made in the time lapse. So feel free to make your own Pokedex. You can also make them from other generations of Pokemon as well. So like I said, hopefully you guys liked the video, and I'll catch you next time on the channel. Gotta catch 'em all.